On today's show, we're talking about Jimmy Butler, comparing him to other second stars around the league. How do we feel about the Warriors' second leading scorer? Also, NBA hot takes. It's that time of the year. Let's get them while they're hot.
You are Locked On Warriors, your daily Golden State Warriors podcast.
What are they going to say now?
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is the good word, everyone? Welcome to the Locked On Warriors, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Check out the show Monday through Friday during the season. Off-season, we come to you 3 times a week. You can find us on YouTube and wherever you get your audio podcast. Give us that thumbs up if you are hanging out with us on YouTube. I'm your host. My name's Charlie Walter. I covered the team for 95.7 The Game. That's the flagship in the Bay Area. Also for CBS News Bay Area on TV. Call letters KPIX. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Football season is right around the corner, so visit FanDuel today. Visit the app and start planning your futures bets right now. Hudson Klauke is our guest on the program today. Great person to bring in during the offseason because he just spits fire. He doesn't care what you think of him. He doesn't care what you leave in the comments. He's going to tell it how it is. That's why we bring him on the program today. He's a podcaster covering the NBA at large and a friend of the program and someone that can probably give us some futures that you can sprinkle in on FanDuel. What's up, Houdini? How we doing?
Not much, man. Hey, this is primetime hot take. Dog days of summer. Not a lot going on. You can throw takes at the wall, see if they stick. So, yeah, happy to be here, man.
Is it not the worst sports time of the year? Even if you're a baseball fan, you have to be kind of pulling out your hair at this point because you're, 115 games into the season, baseball-wise? You're just like, I've seen enough. Can we get something other than preseason football?
Oh, yeah, we need football bad. We need football bad. And then, NBA will be right around the corner. Get some college basketball in there. It's sports. Life is better when sports are involved.
No doubt about it. In the NBA, I just want to talk about how much it's changed since really the last 25 years in terms of like the big 3 eras that have come to full display as of late. Like you look back when Allen Iverson took a Sixers team to the NBA Finals with like Aaron McKee and Eric Snow as his counterparts. That doesn't happen anymore. You have to have a legit big 3 to make a case to get to the NBA Finals unless you're the Indiana Pacers where you just have 9 dudes that are awesome. So I want to go through the Warriors' big 3 and specifically their number 2, which is Jimmy Butler. And you can argue who their 3 is if Draymond Green offensively is not that guy. But 2, it's definitely Jimmy Butler. He's the second best player on this team. And nowadays you need that second player to get you to the promised land. I want to know though, comparing him to other second best players across the association, is he better? Is he worse? So I'm just straight up going to ask you, Jimmy Butler as compared to Oklahoma City's second best player, Jalen Williams, who would you rather have?
Right now I'm taking Jalen Williams. Hard to argue, man. They just won a title. Jalen Williams looks really, really good. He's young. I'm taking Jalen.
Okay, how about Jamal Murray or Jimmy Butler? Who do you like in that situation?
Oh, man. Jamal Murray, probably Jimmy Butler. I had him. I was kind of ranking like duos. And I would actually disagree slightly on that you need a big 3. I think you saw it this year. Like, you don't really need a big 3. And we saw a lot of these, quote unquote, super team big 3s fail actually after, LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh tried to do it. It seems like more depth. If you just have a number of guys that are good and can keep bringing guys onto the floor that are legitimately good basketball players and mesh well together, I think you get away with having just 2 guys, 2-headed monster. Don't necessarily need a 3, but having like a third guy that's really damn good, like an Austin Reeves, something like that, certainly helps. Or Chet Holmgren, for example.
I consider Chet part of the big 3 over there.
Right.
It doesn't look like it used to, right? It doesn't have to be all stars or all NBA players like it once did when Bosh, Wade, and LeBron kind of coined that big 3 era. But
right. Yeah. I mean, you want as many good guys as you can on the same team. No doubt about it. I mean, just looking at, there was only 3 teams that had 2 guys that made all NBA last year. It was the Knicks with Brunson and Cat, Oklahoma City with Shea and Jalen, and then the Cavs with Donovan Mitchell and Mobley. So you're not seeing like this star-studded roster through and through with, 3 or 4 all-stars on one team. But to answer your question after that little monologue there, I think I'm going to say Jimmy Butler still from a defensive side as well over Jamal Murray. Now, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray versus Steph and Jimmy. Jokic might just be that good that I'd take those two right now. But as far as Jimmy and Jamal, I'm still taking Jimmy.
So if I'm throwing up against, and it's tough because positionally, it's hard to compare, right? Like Şengün for the Rockets. You taking Şengün, you taking Jimmy Butler, you taking James Harden, a ball stopper, or you taking Jimmy Butler, someone that clearly fits the connective tissue of the Warriors, really looking for his teammates first as compared to Harden, who could be a black hole at times. Are you taking the speed of De'Aaron Fox as a potential number 2 for the Spurs, if he is their number 2? Castle's pretty damn good. Or would you take Jimmy Butler and then like Julius Randle? Would you take his physicality? Would you take Jimmy Butler? It's tough, but basically what I'm saying here, my experiment in doing this is that Jimmy Butler is just as good as a lot of number 2s around the league of teams that are expected to be better than the Warriors. And it goes to show exactly what you said, that you need a slew of very talented players in today's NBA. You can't get by with 1 through 4 having awesome dudes and then having a crap roster the rest of the way, or else the Toronto Raptors would be good. Although the Raptors, they just don't fit together. We've discussed this.
Yeah, no, I would agree. In some of these, off the radar types of moves, I feel like 10 years ago when role players were getting traded at the deadline, it was like nobody cares. Tell me if all-stars moved. And now I feel like it matters a lot. Like a guy like Alex Caruso get moved to the Thunder. I thought that, had huge ramifications as far as how that team finished. I don't know if they win the title without Alex Caruso, the bald mamba, as they call him. So it's really tough because the Warriors, like you said, with Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, those two guys are still very, very good. It's just when you look around the landscape of the NBA, they don't have the depth and they don't have the flexibility to really be in a title conversation. Now, I respect, Chuck, when teams that might not actually have a real shot at winning a title actually try to improve their roster and compete and don't do the tank stuff. So I love it, man. Get as good as you can. There's honor in the pursuit, right? But I don't know if they're going to be able to move around these puzzle pieces that's going to make them a contender, especially with how loaded the West was. If they were in the East, I could see it.
It's going to be very difficult. And the argument obviously is, we say it all the time, that the proof was in the pudding last year. The team was really damn good when everyone was fully healthy. Curry gets hurt, and we never really got to see the story actually written the way it was supposed to be written. So that's what we're hanging our hats on right now as Warriors fans. We're also hanging our hats on the fact that maybe, just maybe, this Kuminga situation can be rectified, and that can turn into something that helps you win some games. But you're right. It's going to take a lot more than just that. And free agent-wise, the Dubs just can only do so much. Now, there are some interesting names out there, but their games aren't necessarily interesting. Like Ben Simmons is an interesting name because he's going to be dirt cheap. He's a former number 1 pick. I mean, God, Colin Cowherd said to get LeBron out of the league like 8 years ago to crown Ben Simmons. And here we are as a Warriors podcast with a chance to bring in like 6'10" ball handling Ben Simmons. And I'm like, I think I'm good. He kind of sucks.
I mean, I think you throw a flyer on Ben Simmons. Why not?
Because he airballs 3-foot shots.
Oh, he does. I mean, I thought he actually, from a playmaking perspective, they basically just had him as a screener, and he would catch the ball in the high post and make a good pass out of it for the Clippers. I mean, at least that's a move you can make. And listen, we're talking about a guy that was all NBA. It feels like it was a lifetime ago. The guy was at a trajectory of being like, a staple as a, one of the most talented guys in the NBA. And now he's like,
is there a more insane career arc? Is there a more insane career arc that you've ever seen?
I really don't know.
He's still young. He's extremely young. Over under 26.
I was going to guess he was 27.
He's 29. Okay.
All
Time's
right.
flying.
He's almost 30. Oh my God.
That's crazy though.
The average.
He averaged 5 points last year as a 29-year-old. And as a rookie, he averaged 15, 8, and 8. 15, 8, and 8 as a 19-year-old rookie for the Sixers. And a decade later, he's averaging 2 points for the Clippers or whatever it was. So life comes at you fast in the NBA, no doubt. But if you're the Warriors and you had some cap space, you'd go with a little flyer on Simmons, see if he fits in.
Why not? And Especially I know Al Horford's apparently on the horizon. You could throw Ben Simmons and play him at the 5. He's huge. He's still a good defender. He's still a good passer. The guy is terrified to shoot the basketball. It's one of the weirdest things you'll ever watch. I don't know what happened in that Atlanta Hawks series. His brain just melted. He had a wide open dunk and just didn't dunk it. It's like, dude, just move your arms up and lay the ball in. And after that, the guy's just crashed out, has not been able to find footing. I would throw a flyer if they don't have many options, Chuck.
I mean, it's
a resurgence.
It's low risk and it's probably low reward. But hell, if we can go back in a time machine and Ben Simmons starts liking basketball again, finds his joy in the Bay Area and averages 16, 8, and 8 like he did at 19 years old, hell, Warriors would be cooking. But unfortunately, I thought he was going to get back to that form in about 2020, and we've seen some things since then. So I don't think it's going to happen at this point. I don't think he's going to be on the Golden State Warriors. That's not a hot take. We do have hot takes coming up, though. Parmesan garlic, a little mild take. And we got our mango habanero take, spicy habanero. That's coming up on Locked On Warriors.
And most importantly, he a dog.
We need more dogs.
Let me tell you about America's #1 sportsbook. It's FanDuel. August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. So take a flyer on the MVP race. We like Joe Burrow, Houdini. We like Brock Purdy. Who we like as MVP this year?
I may be slightly biased. Joe Burrow. I think it's an absolute lock. You're crazy if you don't take it. Burning money.
George Kittle at plus 9,000. Crown your champion in August. Who's your pick to win the Super Bowl? Is it going to be the Eagles again, or maybe we get a little dark horse? Rodgers and the Steelers take down the Packers, his old team. Who knows? All we know is you get great deals right now. So visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. That is August 26th. FanDuel, play your game. All right, so here's the criteria for our hot takes segments coming up. We got 3 types of wings. It's about to be football season. Wing sauces, they vary, but parm garlic is always pretty. I've never had a spicy parm garlic, right? Nod your head if you agree that that's about as mild as it gets. Then we'll go with a little medium, a little buffalo sauce. That's a take that, I can get by with it. It's a little hot. And then there's the habanero, the mango habanero, the ghost pepper habanero, the spiciest, to where you respond, you're an absolute idiot, Chuck. Do you want to start? You're the guest. You start with your first take, and I'll give you parm garlic, medium, or habanero.
All righty. The Orlando Magic win the East.
Medium. I mean, there are some injuries there from 2 of the teams that I really like in the East, and the Magic have some talent. I like the trade that they made, bringing in Desmond Bane. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the game. He's been giving the Warriors fits for a while. Big body that can stroke it. I'd say medium. I don't think it's insane. I don't think it's a nothing burger as a mild.
You nailed it. I should have made this even wackier. Because, I think they have a legit shot. When you run down the East, you're like, all right, wait a minute. You got, the Knicks, the Cavs, and then it's probably the Magic with all the injuries. And like you said, I mean, Paolo, Franz.
They were so bad at shooting last year, though. And Bane helps, but, oh, my God, they were bad. They could not put the ball in the basket, man.
That's why they got Bane. He's probably a top 5 shooter in the NBA. No, you're right, though. I mean, if Franz can't figure out how to make a 3, then I don't know what to tell you. He completely forgot how to shoot. He had the Ben Simmons yips or something from beyond the arc, but we'll see what happens. I like what they're cooking over there in Orlando, though.
All right. I like what they're cooking down in the Big Easy, where we go with a little Zion Williamson, pending that he's able to play and everything. If he starts the season healthy, which I hope he does, I think he's going to make an all-NBA team, first, second, or third.
It's either mild or medium. I'm going Buffalo medium.
Just okay. I like that. So, someone in the comments is going to say that's habanero take. That's ludicrous, but I think he's good, and I think this is his year to bust out. And if he doesn't bust out this year, I'm selling all my stock. The call options that expire in 28, I'm getting rid of them. You can have them.
Well, it's just such a bizarre career because when he plays, he is awesome. So, hypothetically, if he plays a full season, I could absolutely. Sucks. His team does suck, which means, hey, stats-wise, I know they, first, second, and third team, they like good stats for that third team slot. I could see him sliding in there if he's averaging 24 and 9, and he always shoots like 65% from the field. So I could see it. I still got a little bit of Zion stock. Granted, 5 years ago, I said that about Ben Simmons. I'm like, I know we were just talking about him. This change the title of the show, just the Ben Simmons deep dive. I held on to that, and the guy has done absolutely nothing. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think the career trajectories of Ben Simmons and Zion Williamson are alike at all, but Zion does need to stay on the floor, no doubt about that. But we're going with a medium take there. Maybe Jordan Poole can use some of that gravity that he gets, his outside shooting, to open up the floor for Zion a little. But Zion doesn't really need the floor to be opened up. Like, all he needs to do is truly play 75 games, and he'll probably be third team All NBA. I truly believe that. So maybe not that spicy. What do you got next?
I don't know. It might be that hot. When's the last time he's played 75 games? I don't have it up in front of me, but that actually might be a habanero blazing challenge hot because he doesn't play that many basketball games. I digress. I will do.
He played 70 in 24.
Okay. All right. He's close. 5 more, brother. I will do. Cam Thomas is your NBA scoring champion.
Wow. Give him his $40 million.
What do you think,
like that,
Chuck?
though. I like Cam Thomas. I think he is a microwave scorer. He was one of my favorite players in the collegiate game when he was at LSU. And I thought the Nets got him with a little bit of a steal at 20. But the more that I'm just studying the impacts that certain players make on the game, I'm wondering if he's one of those guys that puts up a bunch of points, but whether he actually makes you better. Like, if you put him on a team, like say the Oklahoma City Thunder right now, they wanted a scoring punch. Would they truly become a better team with Cam Thomas on it? Or would he, take some of the flow away and just be looking out for his own? I don't know. I think it's too early to be said, but I think based on the fact that he's getting nowhere near the number that he wants, the Nets are kind of in agreement with me that maybe like they are some empty stats, go get your own type buckets, but not necessarily the type of play that's going to make your team better, like a Jimmy Butler, like we talked about. What do you think?
Yes,
take wise, I think it's habanero. Scoring champ, I just think is a stretch, but I do think he'll put up 25.
Yeah, I mean, he's averaged over 20 the last 2 seasons, and if you just look at the Nets roster, like I don't know, he already likes to shoot the ball. I don't know if he's even going to pass with this roster. I mean, unless Michael Porter Jr. just fires a bunch of them, but he's going to have a lot of opportunity now. Yeah, will this take actually happen? Probably not. It's kind of interesting because he's talking about taking that qualifying offer, like the Kuminga situation. And then what do? He averages 30 a game, and then they're kind of screwed. Like, what do? Sign him to $30 million a year. So they're in an interesting spot, but just with the roster makeup, I think he's going to get a ton of shots up. I think is he good stats, bad team guy? I think that's a question that everyone's asking, and a lot of GMs are a little afraid to give him a big number because it's hard to tell. He hasn't played on good teams. But I think his role really on like a legitimate team would be a guy off the bench, a 6-man. You can't find guys that are that talented at scoring the basketball like Cam Thomas. One of the best, if you watch the guy, I mean, it is insane. If he would just pass the ball out of a double team, I mean, it's like you're at LA Fitness and one guy's got 3 guys on him. He still fires a fadeaway. He does it every time. It's insane. If he could figure out how to share the ball a little bit, I think he could be a great guy on I don't think he can be your best 1 or 2 guys by any stretch, but he could be on a championship team if he learned his role a little bit better. So I still got a little faith that Cam Thomas will figure this thing out.
Our hottest takes are still yet to come. Also, we each give a take that we don't actually believe in, but we're going to spit it out into the universe anyways to be clipped. Little rage bait. That's coming up on Locked On Warriors. All right. Next hot take I have: LeBron James plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers at some point before he's officially retired.
I'm going to say mild.
What if I said for the Golden State Warriors before he retires?
Then you're getting into habanero territory blazing because I don't think it's going to happen. But I think he's going to finish with the Lakers. I mean, how old is this guy? Is he going to play till he's 50? I don't know. Maybe because the guy looks like, he's still finishing all NBA at the ripe age of 40 in basketball is quite insane. So I could see him, though, going back to the Cavs, but it really doesn't make a ton of sense. Like, why would the Cavaliers want to do that when they're, have a young core of really talented guys? What would be the point? It would have to be the Cavs have to suck and they do like a Jordan Wizards type thing when he's a little bit older. So I don't think it'll happen, but I still think I'll take mild. Hold on. What were your takes already, dude?
I mean, first of all, I think that a one-day contract, it's not the craziest thing to think in the world. Like, do you think he would ever sign a deal, a one-day contract to finish off with the Cavs? Or at this point, has he played with enough teams to where it's like, yeah, I don't really see my career as a Cav. I see it as a Heat, as a Laker, as, I've won a championship everywhere at this point. Or do you think since it's the hometown team, he would sign the one-year deal? Although, basically, when I'm saying this, that's my hedge to where I get two opportunities to win this take. But I truly do believe that he'll play there for a full season, and they'll bring him in for his veteran leadership, his size, his facilitating ability, and try to make that puzzle piece work.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think the young core is too strong there. If he would have, maybe he takes like a super, vet minimum deal or something like that. It just seems like he's hesitated to do so. Like, it makes no sense. He sat there and signed, what was it, like $55 million deal, and then was like, I want to play for a contender. It's like, then why'd you sign it? Just go to free agency and pick wherever you want to play, dude. So I think he's going to finish as an LA Laker. I think he's going to retire as an LA Laker. I think he's going to do the parade for that last year where everybody, does a tribute video to him. He loves that type of stuff. I think that's what he'll end up doing. Does he sign like a one-day contract with the Cavs? Hometown kid? Maybe. But that would be what I believe will happen. He'll finish as a Laker.
Yeah, you want to win an NBA championship, sign for the vet minimum as LeBron James. Then you'll get a good team around you, man. I can promise you that. You're up.
I got Luka Doncic wins MVP.
I mean, that's mild. It's a mild take.
It's mild. That's my mild take. That was, my parm garlic, as you say. I think Luka Doncic is going to be on a revenge tour, a gumbo revenge tour. They basically fat shamed him in Dallas. I know they do this like every year where they show him. They're like, look how thin he is. He's back. I think he's going to really.
Looks the exact same, by the way.
Right. Yeah. It's like they do it every single season. They did like a montage of it for the last 5 years. Either way, skinny Luka, big Luka, doesn't matter. The guy is a gamer. He's fantastic, I think, with a full year. If he can stay healthy, with LeBron taking some of that off of his shoulders too, that he doesn't have to do it every single night. And I think the Lakers are going to be pretty damn solid. A little bit higher on them than most. So I think Luka nails down that MVP, that coveted MVP.
You and DeAndre Ayton. That's the big man in the middle for the Los Angeles Lakers this year. That's who they're banking on. DeAndre Ayton, the man that doesn't like basketball. I'm a DeAndre Ayton hater, man. Just hater. No reason. I think he kind of stinks.
Well,
he's so
basically
talented.
all reports were like he just didn't care at all. Like when he was,
doesn't care about basketball.
It's still
man in a
I
freaking
actually
lab doesn't care about the game.
I still respect the fact that he literally did not play and they listed him out due to icy roads. That was incredible.
The fact that he doesn't care about basketball and can put up 14 and 8. That's pretty incredible.
If he puts his head on right, and I would think when he's right next to Luka and LeBron James, that if anybody can get something out of him, we've seen him be very good. I mean, remember the Suns were in the finals and he was awesome. Obviously, he has his nights where you're like, what the hell, dude? He's a little slow as a decision maker. That's one thing, but he is so soft around the rim. He's very talented, and to take a shot on him in their situation, kind of like a Warrior situation, didn't have a ton of flexibility. You get DeAndre Ayton, former number 1 pick. I like it.
VJ Edgecombe of the Philadelphia 76ers wins Rookie of the Year. That's a take, I believe. Not Cooper Flagg, VJ Edgecombe. Reminds me a bit of Dwayne Wade if he can work on his mid-range, but he's got some bounce, man. And then another one that I'm going to go with. This is my official take that I don't believe, but I'm going to throw it out there into the universe anyways. The Sixers win the East. Why not?
The Sixers. Oh my God.
I just said I don't believe it, but I had to throw it out there into the universe. They got talent.
No, I mean, listen, if is Embiid ever going to play again? Like, I don't know. It just seems like it's going downhill for Embiid.
That does seem like a train wreck over there in Philly, but I just took Edgecombe to win Rookie of the Year. So I don't know. Maybe, all the parts clicked this season. They've been good.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Edgecombe's been awesome. I mean, we watched him at Baylor quite a bit with our UC fandom. He looked good in Summer League. I could absolutely see him being Rookie of the Year. He'll probably get a little bit more run. We'll see. They got forget the Sixers got Paul George too, Embiid, Maxey. Like they got a lot of guys. So if they're fully healthy, I mean, hell, I'll do my take that I don't believe the Sixers win the East. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
All right, we're even.
Even though Cam Thomas winning the scoring champion was mine, that I'm like, there's really no chance. There's like a 1%er out there. Take a flyer on it. But yeah, I think VJ could easily win Rookie of the Year. I wonder what the odds are on him. He's got to be second behind Cooper, I would expect, right?
He's up there. The Thunder do not go back to back was my final take, and I think that's mild, right? It's hard to go back to back. You can't say that's a habanero take.
No, that's medium. I mean, I was trying to think of a shocking like mid-season trade, like some star that will not be on their team at the deadline.
Like Anthony Edwards traded.
No, that is blazing hot. You got to chug a gallon of milk to get that taste off your tongue. Okay. Anthony Edwards is not going anywhere. I was thinking, Trae Young would be a guy, LaMelo Ball, they might blow that thing up. But other than that, I'm like, what star would really get moved? Hey, I know, it's like saying Voldemort on this show. What if the Warriors are there's some injuries that happen. Is there ever a chance that they would say, you know what, we're trading Steph Curry?
No.
There's no chance.
No, I just think they're too far gone. They would have done it last summer if they did it at all. I just think at this point they have he does have a lot of value. Don't get me wrong. Butler probably with his contract wouldn't be able to return as much. So you'd kind of be stuck with Jimmy in that situation, most likely. And then I don't know the value of Draymond unless you're trading him to the Suns. Cause Ishbia, obviously the old national champ at Michigan State, he loves himself some Draymond Green, but I just think at this point, Warriors have a clear 2-year window. They have all this money coming off the books. What they need to figure out is any of these guys, the Pods, the Moody's, the now Will Richards of the world, Kuminga, if he's on the team or whoever Kuminga turns into, Quentin Post, like how many of these guys are actually building blocks into the next iteration that deserve, longer term contracts that they can work around? And then do they have, one all-star of that bunch of 4 or 5 guys that I just mentioned, one all-star and a couple rotational guys to where they can skip any sort of a rebuild and just go out in free agency and spend $150 million or whatever it is that they have coming off the books? That'll be fascinating when that day comes. But yeah, I think it would have to be extremely catastrophic to hit rock bottom to where they got off Curry, because I think at this point you're kind of stuck with Jimmy. So you may as well go all in.
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance. Even if they were completely out of it, I think Steph Curry is just a Golden State Warrior. He's never going to leave. He'll retire a Golden State Warrior. But it gets dicey when you try to do the 2 timelines thing, like they thought they were doing with Clay and those guys, and then James Wiseman. God, if you would have just hit on that pick, things would be a whole lot different right now. They just haven't found that diamond in the rough in the draft. They just really haven't. I know they haven't had great draft selections from an order standpoint because they've been pretty good. But that James Wiseman one, man, that comes back to haunt you.
Dude, I mean, 2, 7, and 14, and you end up with James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody, and the verdict is yet to be written on the final 2. But I can tell you just through looking at that 2021 NBA draft, 7 through 14, there were some guys in there that I know for a fact know for a fact could have helped the Golden State Warriors and could have been long-term building blocks into the future. But hey, this is why we played the game. Spicy take. I'll throw it out there. Jonathan Kuminga is this year's NBA MVP. Clip it. No, I'm kidding. He may not even be playing if he takes the qualifying offer. You know, he may sit your ass on the bench, Steve Kerr may say. I don't know. It's a wild phenomenon that we're dealing with right now in the Kuminga situation. Qualifying offer, the $21.5 million. What's he going to do there? Truly no idea. So all we can continue to do is wait. Truly sit here and wait. Anything else to add to the program today, my friend?
No, man. That was fun. Maybe I'll get some. If we do this again, I'll get even hotter takes. I realized my takes weren't that hot.
Yeah, you only had one that was very spicy. Cam Thomas for NBA scoring champ this year. And remember, everyone, peace, love, and Ben Simmons. Have a good one. This is Locked On Warriors.